I've got it anyway. I am strong and I'm independent. It may seem like, oh, it's empowering, but it can be very dangerous. Okay, you can do it all. And then what? To rest in your femininity, you have to be vulnerable. You are struggling. And because you want to be this tough girl, you are like, I don't want help from you. You ask somebody and it's for something and they say no, you are asking the wrong person. I was thinking, if I am not doing it for other people and I'm letting other people do it for me and I'm just sitting there doing nothing, then I'm a really useless human being. Welcome, my royal babes, back to my channel. This is your Queen Angel, and today our video is on the strong, independent woman. Let's get right into the video. So who is the strong, independent black woman? So it's when women feel like they can do it all and they do not need the help of anybody to help them because I've got it anyway. I am strong and I'm independent. So this strong, independent black woman stereotype, it may seem like, oh, it's empowering. I'm that woman, but it can be very dangerous. That's why it's necessary to address these issues, and so that we can do away with this stereotype once and for all, because we cannot be independent. Point blank, period. So where does this come from? I feel like this stereotype comes from women who have been disappointed by their fathers from childhood or by society, because from birth they feel like they had to do everything, especially if their fathers were not in their lives. So they take on that stereotype as empowering instead of it literally making them suppress their vulnerability. They feel like society has made them feel like they are magicians, like when they call women's hair black girl magic, like queens, like those kind of titles. It's empowering. Even me, I call myself Queen Angel because I'm a queen, but it's not because I'm a queen because I can do it all, but I'm a queen because I'm a child of God. Well, I'm a princess, but it doesn't matter. But sometimes you take on that stereotype like, oh, I can do it all, I don't need anybody's help. But that's not the case, because that's not what the world is like. Why is this not the case? First of all, black women are women, and in order to be feminine, they cannot be independent all the time. To rest in your femininity, you have to be vulnerable. You have to be able to receive. You have to be able to allow people to also help you. And if you are this independent, strong person that does that all the time, how are you able to rest in your femininity? You're always going to be drained. It's not even because they are black women or they are women. It's because as human beings, we need help from each other all the time. God did not make human beings to be independent. He made us to be dependent on each other. That's why we have doctors, that's why we have nurses, that's why we have lawyers. When I started working in the medical field, like in the hospital, that's when I saw how much human beings we need each other, and how much the different sectors, no matter how small it is, we all come together to help each other. Like, you cannot do it all on your own. If you say you're so independent, whatever, and then you fall sick all of a sudden, you still need the ambulance to come get you. That's still help. You get it? Even if you go on to the hospital on your own, you still need somebody to come and help you do this. You cannot do everything on your own. You cannot diagnose yourself on your own. You cannot provide medication on yourself on your own. You cannot even get your food on your own, because the farmer has to go and plant, sow, reap, all those kind of things, and then the groceries has to come and store them and sell them to you. Like, you can't do everything on your own. That's why the stereotype is false in the first place. The whole premise is false. Why is it like this though, even though the premise is false? And please take a look at my blog. Like, everything that you need is there. Let's join together on my website as a community of all women who want to use biblical womanhood or godly femininity as something they want to stand by or live by. From childhood, a lot of women, they didn't see their mothers receiving help. They saw their mothers having to do it all on their own, like me. Like, since birth, my mom, especially when the whole divorce thing happened, my mom had to do everything on her own. She had to take care of us. And because my dad saw her as the strong, independent black woman, he never really wanted to help, because he was like, she can do it on her own anyway. And she did. She did do it on her own. But now it made me think, did she have to really do it on her own? Even if she could have done it, she should have said, I can't do it, and just left it, or at least found another alternative. Like, I remember she told us, like, there was one time she didn't have a car or she couldn't drive in Ghana yet, because she could only drive in Holland. And he said he cannot send us to school. My mom should have been like, then she can't do it. But she still found a way. Even though she could not drive in Ghana, she still found a way to be able to send us to school while driving, even though it's illegal and she couldn't do it. She could have found another alternative, maybe sent a taxi with his money, even though he wouldn't really have left his money with her, but found an alternative like that. Or even left us at home. I know that's not the best case scenario, but at least that's something to show that she cannot do it all the time. She cannot be that strong woman all the time that he thinks she is. That's why he took her for granted, and that's why he left everything on her, and that's why he didn't want to pay no child support, because without it she can do it on her own anyway. And this is what we shouldn't be doing, because you can't do it on your own. And that's why my mother kept being stressed. That's why she kept being drained. And when she's stressed and drained, sometimes she lets out that stress on us, talking a lot. But despite that, she was always the best mom. Like, how would she be able to rest in her femininity when she has to be both the mom and the dad? So she was never, even though she liked to dress feminine, her character was never really feminine. And we got it from her. Like me, I'm this girly girl. You see my room? This girly girl, pinkish. But my character was never really feminine, because I was always like, I can do it on my own, because I saw my mom doing it. And where did it get me? Got me into toxic situationships that could have really been really bad. If you look in my video above, I spoke more about it. When was it? 2021 is when God was teaching me more about being feminine, being more vulnerable, being able to receive help from others. And it made my life so much easier, because people want to help me. So when I say, oh, I don't need help from you, imagine how it makes them feel, especially men, when they actually do want to help you and they want to feel like the hero. Imagine how it makes them feel. You're able to receive the help, because maybe if you're carrying a load and it's too heavy, you are struggling. And because you want to be this tough girl, you are like, I don't want help from you. And then maybe you reject somebody's help. Imagine how they must feel, and then how you will feel trying to carry the load that you cannot even carry. You have to offload it. Offload the load that you've been carrying on your back for so many decades. Offload it. This is your time. Let me tell you this. If somebody, I've even written it there, because Brainy Lee said it. If you ask somebody and it's for something and they say no, you're asking the wrong person. Just if you need something really urgently, and then you ask this person, the person says no, maybe the person is just not able to provide it. So go and ask somebody else. Like the Bible says, ask and you will receive. If they say no, it's not because it doesn't have to do with you. It's just maybe they don't have it to give you. So just ask somebody else. And that does not mean you have to take it upon yourself when you don't know how to do it in the first place. If somebody will not give you something, or somebody does not want to do something for you, there might be another person who will gladly do it. And this comes a lot in relationships, especially the toxic ones. You meet this guy, he might not want to buy you flowers or whatever. But you meet another guy that's in a jiffy. You will not even have to ask. He will just do it for you, because he sees your worth. And because he sees your feminine side, that he wants to just give it to you. He just wants to provide for you. I'm going to be reading some snippets of some women who were talking about basically having to be a strong black woman, and how it affected them, and how they don't want to do it anymore, and how they want to do away with it. Do we have to label our humanity? Other people get to exist, while we have to create labels to function. Sometimes there's a need for me to show capability, and there's some instances where I show vulnerability. Exactly. Sometimes you can just, if you can do it, you can do it. You can just get on with it. But sometimes you can be vulnerable and show that I can't do this. Can you please help me? Like my brother. My brother is helping me right now behind the camera. I'm just going to say hello again.
Hello.
Hi. And he has made my life so much easier. I was able to operate things even faster, and things are going very well. I could have done it on my own, but then I would struggle. You get what I mean? This thing that it took 30 minutes to do, on my own, it would have taken like 1 hour, and it might not even have worked. So if you want help, just ask. So the person said, I'm strong and independent because society isn't fair to black women, so I have to look after myself. As far as being a damsel in distress, that only seems to work for white women and their magical tears. I've learned to conduct myself accordingly, ask for help when I need it, yell when I'm not being heard, and speak until I'm understood. It makes sense, but I feel like people feel like it works for only white women, because it also has to do with childhood. Let's just say in black homes, a lot of the fathers are missing. There are a lot of broken homes. And so it starts from there, where the mother has to be both the father and the mother. But with white people, there are less divorces, I would say. There are less broken homes. And they see their father actually providing for the family. It's not really of a role switch like with black homes nowadays. So they grow up like that. They grow up seeing that they can ask for help. They grow up seeing they don't have to be a strong woman. And they don't even have this stereotype that we have. You get it? So that's why it seems to work for them. But I feel like if we are able to turn this stereotype around, that we too, we can be vulnerable, that we too, we are not magic. We are not Wonder Woman. We can't do everything on our own. If we start to put that in place and systems are implemented to make sure that happens, it can also work for us. I am just now starting to learn how to let other people help me. Good. because it has been so drilled into me that if I'm not doing it for others and doing it alone, I don't have worth as a person. Exactly. Sometimes I feel like that's what my mom thinks, that if she's not doing things for other people, then oh, she's useless, or I don't know. Sometimes she thinks like that, and I feel like she might think like that because that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, if I'm not doing it for other people and I'm letting other people do it for me and I'm just sitting there doing nothing, like, then I'm a really useless human being. But that's not the case at all. If I can't do it all by myself, I'm worthless. If I'm not constantly giving of myself, I'm selfish. I'm not earning my right to exist. That age will put you in an early grave. So true. That's why it seems like so many black women are dying off so early. So early, of stress, of all sorts of diseases, because you have to take on so much stress. For what? What applause are they even going to give you? Okay, you can do it all. And then what? And then what? Just rest in your feminine. Like, this is our time to have the soft life. Like, I'm not going to let nothing stress me. Nothing is stressing me this time. I'm going to enjoy my soft life, and this is the same thing I want for you, my royal babes. This is what we are doing. This is what we are getting. I get what you mean, but I think that the world now sees it as black women can do it all and do not need to be handled softly. I remember how my Indian friend's mom would never drop me off at a bus stop at night, which she would do for everyone else. Because she would say, nah, she can handle everybody. She will be fine. Are you kidding me? She's not a human being. She's not a woman. This is scary. It's such a dangerous label. It also makes black men feel like they can add to our trauma. True. Even if it's not their fault. Their mama can do it also. Why can't we? That. But when they are with non-black women, they handle with care. Everyone can be strong and have a strong side to them. They are more than enough strong white women, but they are still labeled as more fragile. And that's why their tears hold so much weight. But when we feel things, it's seen as angry. Very true. And like that, how do we say it? Aggressive black woman kind of thing. I really hate that kind of label so much. I fully agree. The narrative that black women are uniquely strong opens them to so much toxicity. Yes, they're uniquely strong. Then, like, God gave us some unique strength. Like, from where? Where? We are still women. And abuse, because black women can take it. They can handle it. It results in black women internalizing their feelings because they are not allowed to be vulnerable. Black women are strong and therefore can handle racism and sexism on a daily basis and still maintain their mental health. And yet black women often go missing, are murdered by their partners, have poor medical outcomes, die in childbirth at higher rates, sex trafficked. We are strong and indestructible because it favors a system that abuses us. We've been holding it down for everyone. We are the most educated demographic in the US. We are all these things. Let us be vulnerable too. Thank you. Let us cry. Let us be sensitive. Let us seek medical attention and get quality care. We are still going to hold it down. I like this. These are literally a cry for help from different women. This is not a trope that has just been here. It has been here for a while. And at first, even though it seemed like it was empowering us, now we see that it's not empowering us. We don't want it. We don't want to be strong. We don't want to be independent. For what? To help who exactly? Who is it helping? We want to rest in our feminine and we want to be soft. And because that's what we are and that's what we deserve. What can we do now? Like I said before, like the Bible says, ask and you receive. If you ask somebody for somebody and they say no, okay, move on to the next person. They would help you. They might not help you. Move on to somebody else. And that is if the task is something that you can really not do. Ask for help and you receive it. One thing I want to address is start by asking God. Like, when you want help, start by asking God. Because God will actually bring somebody in your life that will help you. Like, God is making my brother help me right now. It's not just sometimes, right? Sometimes God will touch somebody. God will touch somebody just to help you. Like in the gym today, I was doing a wrong machine and some man just kept, you would think he's my personal trainer. He just kept telling me to do more reps and do it well. I'm like, what is happening? But I felt like it was God, because I was like, God, please help me with the gym because I'm tired. And it actually did help me. Even though it may come in a way you don't want it to come, it still help that you still need. I know some men may not have grown up with their fathers or with grown older men, so it may be hard to ask men. That's why I say it. Start by asking your Heavenly Father. Because your Heavenly Father, when you ask Him, He's not going to have conditions on it like, give me this first, or I want your body, or whatsoever. Because He loves you unconditionally. He knows everything that you need, and He knows your wants, and He delights in giving it to you. But he wants you to ask him because he wants you to have a relationship with him. I'll put a link about me talking about how to have a relationship with God. So ask him, because it delights him when you ask him. So always remember, as a child of God, everything belongs to us anyway. Everything is for us. Everything on this earth, it belongs to us. I was listening to a song and it said the walls of Jericho, right? Jericho, it did not belong to the Israelites, didn't it? But it belongs to God. And if God says that he's going to give it to you, he's going to give it to you. The walls of Jericho, it said that it broke down in such a way that it became a ramp into the city for the people of Israel. So it basically became like a ladder, stepping stone that they could walk on the walls and go into the land and conquer it. God will make such a way for you that the place that is for your enemies, God will give it to you, because everything belongs to God anyway. That's why when you ask somebody for help, just think that, oh, everything on this earth belongs to me anyway, because I'm a child of God. So if God wants me to have it, I would have it. Point blank period. If God doesn't want me to have it, I won't have it. And that's because he wants what's best for me anyway. So why should I force it? So when somebody wants to help you, just think that God is using them as a vessel to provide for you. I remember one time I was really late for work. Oh my gosh, I was so late for work. And then a friend from church, he came to drop my sister. And I called a taxi, and the taxi was going to even be later for work. And there was no buses. And he came in and I begged him. I was like, can you please help me? I was just praying to God. I don't know how it's going to happen because all my avenues were not working. Can you please help me to get to work? And he said, okay. And I was like, wow, God really used you as a vessel, because I didn't think you were coming. You were not even an option in my head. Yet I prayed to God, and all of a sudden you came. And all of a sudden when I asked you, you also said yes. So I just thought that God was using him as a vessel to help me, to bless me. And that's how God is going to do for you. Like when you ask help from somebody, don't think, oh, I'm asking this person for help or whatever, so I have to give them something back. Just think God is using them as a vessel to help you. That way too, you don't feel guilty about receiving help, especially when the person wants to help you wholeheartedly. When somebody wants to help you, even if it's a child like my brother did, accept it. That way you are training yourself to accept help from everybody, because when somebody wants to help you, it's because they want to. Like, you didn't force them to help you, they want to help you. So if they want to help if they want to help you, allow it. No matter who they are, no matter what age, what gender, just let them help you. And do not think, oh, if I receive this help, what am I going to give away? Unless they say something like, if I give you this, then you have to give me this kind of thing. But if you have not said anything that I'm going to give you, give me this, or I'll take your body or whatsoever, then why are you thinking like that? They've not said anything. Just think that God has brought this person into my life to bless me, so I'm going to accept the blessings. Point blank period. And you too, next time you can also be the person God will use to bless somebody else. Also, another thing, just because somebody wants your body in exchange, that does not mean you have to give it to them. Like, let's say a dating situation, and the person think when they take you on dates, you have to give them your body. No, that's what is meant to happen. Otherwise, how are we going to get to know each other? I'll make a separate video on that, but I'm just addressing this. Now, just because somebody takes you on dates, that does not mean you have to give them your body. Your body belongs to you. We are both on the date to get to know each other. What has my body or your body got to do with it? If you want this body, put 2 rings on it. What things can be done better, or what things can be improved to make sure this stereotype is a thing of the past? Let's start promoting the idea that vulnerability is not a weakness, and that vulnerability in women is actually our strength. Like, we should be more open to allowing people to help us, and that just because you are being more open or saying, oh, I can't do this, that does not make you weak, but it's actually your strength. Providing education, because some people nowadays, they think black women actually have extra strength from wherever it comes from, and we are actually magic. So let's provide education, especially from our younger ones, to show that we as black women, or women in general, we are soft. We don't have to do it, or we don't have to be like, we can be independent, and we don't have to be the person that helps everyone. We don't have to do that. We can also sit by and be in a rest in our femininity, and let others also help us. Encouraging men to prioritize their physical and mental health, because I feel like this is very lacking, especially in black homes. Women don't have the time, because they are trying to do everything, trying to provide, trying to be the one that is always there, ride or die, whatsoever. They don't have time to take care of themselves. So how would they even have time for their mental health? And that's why they get so much stress and so much illnesses everywhere, all the time. So we have to encourage our women that stop thinking so much of everybody and thinking that when you don't think of somebody, you are selfish. This is time to also think of yourself too. and give yourself the love you deserve. The love that you show to others, pour it onto yourself too, because you also need it. Normalize help when you need it. Creating groups or spaces that encourage men to share their experiences, like this Reddit chat that I was reading. It's a space that can help to normalize or share experiences that women have been through. Like on this channel, comment down your experiences. Let's share. Let's help each other so that we can get better, and so that we don't have to live in the same stereotype that has been classified for us. Recognizing the importance of breaks. Sometimes it's okay to take a break. It's not every day that you have to be working. I mean, God took 6 days to make the world. He rested on the 7th day. God. He didn't have to, but he did. Sometimes you might feel like, oh, I don't need a break, but you do need it, my dear. You need it, my royal babe. Royals, we need breaks. Okay, if I could get as much breaks as I can, I would. So just take time, just break, and just relax, and then think. This is time to also strengthen your relationship with God, and just have more time for yourself. Have more time to think of why you are doing this, what your goals are in the world, and things like that. Go for spa dates, chill with your friends, just do things you like instead of just helping everybody going to work and having every burden on your shoulders. I hope you enjoyed this video. Next video will be coming up in 1, 2. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And please take a look at my blog. Like, everything that you need is there. Let's join together on my website as a community of Black women, as a community of all women who want to use biblical womanhood or godly femininity as something they want to stand by or live by. Thank you for watching this video. To the next one. You get what I mean? I'm tired. Okay. For God so loved you that he gave his only son, so you and I will believe in him and not perish, but have everlasting life.